Okay, with the problem with Nellis, it's got 2 runways, and you've got 40 aeroplanes you've got to get off in a particular time. All right, the fighters normally get off slightly earlier because they have to go to the west and it's a longer transit. Or you could argue that the bombers go slightly early because they go and pre-tank. So it was staggered a little bit. What you've got to remember is that Nellis is not just a red flag. There are a couple of squadrons of A-10s who do bombing ranges to the east. There's weapons schools. There's probably upwards of 120 aeroplanes on the PAN, of which only 60 were involved in red flag. So the others are doing their normal daily stuff. So they have effectively 1 runway for takeoffs, 1 runway for landings. You can use both. If nothing's landing at the time you're going, you can get aircraft airborne quicker. But normally, I mean, they're slick. They do it every day. So the air traffic controllers are very slick. And if an aircraft, if you've got a mass recovery, because you can't really dictate as your landing slots, because depending on how much the pilot's been using the throttle as to how much fuel you've got, what time you're coming back and everything else. So you could, you could coming in for the break and you could be clear for, I think it was 1-8 the runway. Yeah, they could change you from 1-8 left to 1-8 right. So you brake the other way, or you brake in fact you brake the same way, but then just ease the finals turn so that you went on the other runway because nobody's using it. That means somebody else could come in behind you quicker. It's very slick, very slick.
So would you often go supersonic over the ranges?
You could do. I think some of the bombers used to run away from a fighter that's behind them. Probably going supersonic is you lose fuel. If you're running away from a fighter and a missile, yes, you could. Yeah. But otherwise you wouldn't. It's just a waste of fuel.